Saloni's Bake.
We are back, folks. We've got another 155-pound professional fight coming up here for you. We've got Tony Dabbondanza taking Eric Bledsoe. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this bout. We've got Eric Bledsoe, 26 years of age, 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. He has a professional record of 3 wins and 2 losses. He's taking Tony Dabbondanza, 22 years of age, 6 feet tall, 155 pounds with a professional record of 3 wins and 0 losses.
Should be a really interesting fight, Grant. Both of these guys went undefeated as amateurs. Now they're at the professional level, and they like to make quick work of their opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, to call in the fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we call our next fighters out, we want to thank Cut and Run Production. They're doing the streaming video and to the television production tonight. Thank you, Cut and Run Production. First out, we need from the blue corner, he's from Team Conquest, Tony Dabbondanza.
Mike Will.
Hey, nah, it's a team.
Tell me what you think we hustle for. I just want to battle world. Do the impossible.
You know what's amazing about the future?
What's that, Grant?
The way things are presented. Things are just presented differently than they used to be. I had a friend when I was a kid who owned a video editing business. I'm dead serious. I'm not going to say the guy's name, but I think he still does this. He had a video editing business, and we'll say this was in like 1998 or something like that. And he would sit in front of his family television, and he had like 8 VCRs stacked on top of each other, one on top of the other. And he would do like wedding videos and like birthday parties and like magic shows and all this weird stuff. And I've gone back and I watched a video of my brother's birthday party, and it was pretty terrible. It's really bad, right? One of the great things about now, what we can do nowadays is it's a lot more accessible for your average everyday person to have a really high quality presentation with some sort of recording or some sort of a technological, who's it? You could actually hire a company to come and videotape your, a big wedding that you're going to have. Maybe a bar or bat mitzvah. What's that?
Who would you go with if you was to do that?
Okay, let's say I'm going to have a big bat mitzvah, and I want to have every bell and whistle covered, and I want to have a very, very high-quality video of it, and I want to have it produced, edited, everything. There's a little company called Cut and Run Productions, okay? Cut and Run Productions is ran out of a beautiful mansion in Dormont, Pennsylvania. It's got all of the latest technology. They've got sound booths. They've got leather couches. They've got editing bays. I mean, there's probably 25 or 30 people that work there at all times. They do a production that's akin to anything that you can see on, cable television. In fact, they're doing this production right now.
Well, I can tell it's a high-quality production, Grant.
But what I'm really getting at is for your everyday consumer, it is attainable to have a high-quality production using a company like Cut and Run Production. Now, that being said, let's say you want to produce your own reality TV show. Maybe you want to start your own podcast. Maybe you want to step your game up with your YouTube channel where you review makeup, Go ahead and get a hold of Cut and Run. They'll do that for you, too. Very accessible. Get a hold of Jordan. Jordan at Cut and Run, I think is his email. Jordan at cutandrunsomethingorother.com. Jordan at cutandrunstudios.com. Just go to cutandrunstudios.com. You will not be disappointed. You're going to find the highest quality video production, audio production. They can make anything you want happen.
And they have a great price.
They have a great price. I mean, I don't want to say it right now, but I bet if I said it, you guys would be pretty
wouldn't
impressed.
believe it.
You wouldn't believe it.
They wouldn't believe it.
They wouldn't believe it. If you call Jordan, he'll tell it to you, though. It's a secret price.
Now everyone has to call.
Cutandrunpromoproductions.com. Get on it, dog.
10th fight of the evening, Grant.
It's a lot of fights.
You just like saying Tony's last name, don't you?
Dabbondanza. Eric Bledsoe coming out right now. Eric Bledsoe, big dude, man.
Yeah, he was an undefeated amateur. He went 5-0. He actually was a former title holder as an amateur in another promotion. Very, very slick submissions. 5 submission victories in his career. He's fighting out of West Virginia at a really tough gym down there called Bullpen Fight Club. And we always like seeing Eric fight, but he's got his hands full tonight with Tony Dabbondanza. He was undefeated as an AMI also. He went 7-0, and he's 3-0 as a pro with Team Conquest, fighting out of Millersville, Maryland. I had a chance to talk with Tony, and he basically looked me right in the eye. He said, I asked about his background and how he got into it, and he just said, I'm a natural fighter, basically. It just always come natural to me, and started competing at 14 years old.
Wow, that's
Shotokan
wild.
fights. I mean, really tough individual, and he's had 2 titles as an amateur, and he's ready to try to add his 4th win as a pro.
Only 2 defeats between both fighters in as many years as of a career as fighters. Let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, for the official
This
introduction.
next event is in the Gladiators of the Cage professional lightweight division, calling for 3 5-minute rounds. First introducing, he's fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed 156 pounds, stands an even 6 feet tall, 20 years of age, with a professional record of 3 wins, no losses. He fights for Team Conquest. He's from Millersville, Maryland. Welcome, Tony Dabbondanza! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 156 pounds. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, a reach of 73 inches, 26 years of age. He has a 3-2 professional record. He fights for the Bullpen Fight Club from Wheeling, West Virginia, Eric Sizzle Bledsoe! Your referee, Chip Snyder.
Drew? Okay. Gentlemen, sir, are you ready? Sir, are you ready? Come on, let's bang.
Round 1 underway.
Tony likes to get things started fast. Really good movement by Tony. Has a good in and out movement. I think this is going to be one of, oh man.
You good?
No,
you
not
wanna
right
stop?
off the bat. Okay, Bledsoe's okay. We thought there was a low blow there right off the jump.
Yeah, I think he just barely clipped him.
Yeah, Tony's got some fast hands.
I think this is going to be the best striking bout of the night if they decide to keep it going. These guys both have really good hands. Bledsoe's also proven, oh wow, a lot of power in that leg kick, turning his hip over very well.
Yeah, I would not want to sign up to take more than a couple of those things throughout a fight.
No, well,
I mean, but
Dabbondanza returns one.
yeah, Tony's got fast snapping kicks too, though.
Well, it'd kind of be nice to see this one stand up a little bit.
Already, though, I can see that Dabbondanza's hands are what's gonna, what got him to the show, what's gonna get him through. I mean, he's
Oh, good
very
body
fast.
kick. 1 minute through the first round, and both of these guys seem very, very comfortable standing in one exchange. Another good, solid low kick.
Bledsoe with his back against the fence. It would only take a couple more of those kicks to sweep him out, and really he'd be in a bad spot being up against the fence like that. It's smart of him to be working his way forward right now to center cage.
Really impressed with Dabbondanza. He's attacking inside leg kick, outside leg kick, and he's mixing in punches. This is probably the most complete striking that I've seen so far tonight. Oh, look how fast those hands are, and they're right down the pike. They're straight. There's no arc to them. Oh, a lot of power behind them.
Yeah, not a lot of arc to his punches, and he's also doing a lot of feinting with his hands. I mean, he's pumping his hands a lot, which could be good, could be bad if Bledsoe seems to get a hold of his rhythm. But, I mean, yeah, Tony's doing really great with his hands and his kicks.
And he's throwing combinations. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Look at that. Look how fast he is. He closes the distance so fast. But you know what? Bledsoe's not afraid. Another good low kick, attacking that same leg. Quick jabs.
Yeah, Bledsoe's left leg has been feeling the wrath in so far.
Would you think that's part of the game plan for Tony going into this fight?
I mean, I would have to say so. You know, you chop down that lead leg, it's going to have a big effect on a right-handed fighter that way. And, you take one leg off of anyone, it's going to have an effect on their ability to throw power punches.
Oh, that was a good kick in return by Bledsoe. That was close to the liver, man. You got to be really careful taking a kick like that. Just feeling each other out still. Wow.
Beautiful kick. Bledsoe had some pepper on that.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
I really like. It's going to be interesting to see later in this round and the beginning of the second round. It's like they're starting to get each other's timing. As soon as Bledsoe throws a combo, Dabbondanza covers really quick, but then he throws his own. It's going to be interesting to see if he changes from a 1-2-3 combination, hoping that he can catch Tony to drop his hands and catch him with that third strike, because it's 1-2 strikes.
Absolutely, but I'm seeing Dabbondanza now a couple times has thrown a lead left hook, a really long lead left hook into a straight right. I mean, I think that's kind of his trick right now, is how he's able to close the distance so well.
Yeah.
You are right, though. There's gonna have to be a rhythmic change here after a minute.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that in the second round if it goes that far. But I'll tell you, don't blink, because these guys are throwing heavy shots. I'm surprised that Bledsoe hasn't checked any of these leg kicks, but Dabbondanza is doing such a good job of mixing up the punches and the kicks. Ooh. Good job. As soon as Tony starts feeling his back go towards the cage, he circles off and he gets back out and creates space. He wants to avoid what just happened in the last fight with Grossman and Bond, not getting stuck up against these cages. These guys are ready to go in the center of the cage and throw. Nice inside leg kick followed with a combo, but there's the timing we're talking about. Dabbondanza threw that punch. Oh, good shot landed. A nice left hand. Now Bledsoe closes the distance. It looks like he's trying to steal this round here at the end and maybe get a takedown. It's probably his corner saying, hey, this is a close round. Work, work, work. Dabbondanza's really good.
Short time, gentlemen.
Here defending. Good separation.
Stop!
Really good first round, Grant. Once again, judges got their hands full.
Yeah, huge first round in the books. I would have to 100% give that one to Dabbondanza. He landed a lot of great strikes, a lot of great kicks. The way that he's able to close the distance on Bledsoe is fantastic. Yeah, I think Bledsoe's got a really great shot of landing some of those power punches. It's kind of interesting. We've seen almost, I should say, no takedown attempts whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, it just seemed like towards the end, Bledsoe was maybe trying to steal the round. Maybe his corner is telling him, hey, this fight's close. You got to get in there. You got to mix it up, and let's try to get that takedown and try to steal the round. Very even fight. Another one that's too close for me to call. I don't want to even have to call it.
Yeah, I would have to say in the upcoming minutes, we're probably going to see a takedown attempt, possibly by Bledsoe. I don't think Tony has any interest in going for a takedown or playing on the ground at all. He's doing a really great job of just softening up the leg of Bledsoe.
Yeah, it seems like he has a game plan from the very beginning of this fight, and he's starting to execute it very well. It's going to be interesting to see if Bledsoe checks any of these leg kicks to try to deter him from throwing those. I'd like to see Dabbondanza start working an inside leg kick to the left leg of Bledsoe. And there's a left leg, and there's a nice... Well, here's the gunfire. We're starting a gunsling. Bledsoe now throwing his own leg kicks starting out. Nice front kick, huh? Oh, he's rocked.
Oh, wow.
He's rocked Bledsoe.
Bledsoe's a tough guy.
No, he sure is. Good knee towards the liver of Bledsoe. Bledsoe's doing a very good job staying composed. But Dabbondanza is also doing a very good job crowding him, keeping up against the cage and staying active, throwing the knees. You can see Bledsoe's pressed up against hard, and Dabbondanza's hands wide open. Now, see, he's holding the cage, dude. Really good camera work. Cut and Run Productions at it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice knee again. Really good shot here of what's going on.
Keep those fingers out of the cage.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be a video that's going to be a resume for both of these fighters for the rest of their fighting career. I mean, these are going to be on YouTube. You're going to be able to watch this on Stream Pittsburgh for as long as the internet exists. And Cut and Run, is doing a really great job of making it happen. getting all the shots in the right place. To be honest with you, we as commentators right now, we are not sitting cage side. We're actually sitting watching a monitor, and we're watching everything that the people on Stream Pittsburgh are seeing right now. And it's such a good production that we're able to commentate off of what we're seeing.
Exactly right. Seems like the pace definitely slowed down a lot on this side, and it just seems like after that mad flurry, both the corners were probably saying, you know, be careful, don't make a
Keep
mistake.
your fingers closed when you buy that cage. Do it again, I'm taking a
But
point.
I'd like to see a little more action. But Dabbondanza keeps throwing those little chopping knees, which is going to keep it from Chip, you know, separating. I mean, Chip's watching close. I think he wants to separate this, but as long as Dabbondanza keeps throwing those little knees, I don't think Chip's going to separate it. I don't think Bledsoe would have any bad feelings if Chip did separate
Oh,
this right
100%.
now.
Yeah, you could see him gesturing right now to Chip. Come on, separate this thing.
But, you know, this is one of my pet peeves, Grant, is when a guy gets trapped up against the cage and he doesn't know how to get off. You've got to work underhooks and you have to circle. Right now, Bledsoe is not working inside underhooks. You've got to work inside underhooks.
Separate. Let's go. Come on, I want you guys working more than that.
It's a very basic
Come on,
drill.
let's go.
Yeah, it's not as if Tony was doing anything, you know, out of the ordinary to hold him there either.
No.
He was just,
No.
you know, giving him good knees, had good deep underhooks.
Yeah, you can't look at the nice exchange there. You really don't want to look a lot at the ref. You got to fight your way out of those.
Good job catching that kick of Bledsoe by Tony to throw that right.
Once again, that was another timing thing, Grant. Try to catch that leg and counter off with a strike. Another solid low kick by Tony.
I have to wonder if Tony...
Oh, high kick by Bledsoe. He may have hurt him here. I don't know why he didn't keep striking when he backed him up against the cage, but I think instinct kind of went to take him down. It's going to be interesting to see, Grant, the last 45 seconds of this fight
Get that
wind up
fingers out
with
of the cage,
Bledsoe
man.
holding Dabbondanza up. But I'm going to tell you right now, if Dabbondanza does not get busy, and Dabbondanza, he elects to separate from Dabbondanza and back to the center.
Yeah, I mean, insofar, I would say at least as far as control of the cage goes, I think I would give it to Tony. You know, I would like to see Bledsoe go for a double leg maybe, or try to tie up and get a toss. He was kind of going for a toss whenever he had his back on the fence there a few minutes ago when he got separated, but you know, nothing definitive.
Short time,
yeah.
gentlemen.
Dabbondanza still attacking that left leg of Bledsoe. Another tough round to score.
Wow, that was a very good round. A lot of striking, a lot of back and forth action. I would have to say that Tony was doing a great job implementing his game plan once again, doing a lot of tying up, a lot of stalling of Bledsoe. I think that went very well.
Yeah. I think the game plan on that from both the guys was, hey, try to get this, you know, in your world where you feel comfortable.
Yes, sir.
Third round, once again, it may dictate the fight. Either of those rounds could potentially go either way.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks like the doctor is in. Take a look at this, Grant. It looks like the doctor is in here now. It's the fellow in the blue and white, blue shirt and the white pants. They're looking at something here. I don't know if it's a cut under Dabbondanza's eye.
Yeah, Tony's got something going on with his eye. It looks a little swollen as well.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to let it go.
Once again,
they kind of have to have the doctor come in and check out almost anytime there's blood.
yeah. And especially in Pennsylvania.
Okay, gentlemen, here we go. Last round. You ready? You ready? Come on, let's finish it.
They never want to have error. They always want to side to caution.
Looks like Tony's turning on the heat a little bit.
Oh, exchange of high kicks there.
As is Bledsoe.
We're starting to see Dabbondanza more looping, hooking punches now instead of straight down the pipe. Once again, exchange of kicks. Final round.
Yes, it is.
I'll tell you. Nice. Good counter. Catching the leg kick, throwing an overhand right. Another hard body kick. Dabbondanza doesn't seem to even care. But exchanges with another body kick, this time to Bledsoe. Like that stutter step, Dabbondanza's, and then throwing that straight down the pike jab.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of good stuff mixing it up. I have to say, in the first round, I think Tony did a lot more, 1, 2, 3, 4 combo punches and then threw kicks in at the end. And I think that was really racking up a lot of damage. And a lot of points, but damage especially.
Oh,
there we go.
Good change of levels. He's really fighting for this takedown. And Dabbondanza kind of stuffs it, goes up against the cage, got an overhook. It's really hard when you get a guy with some cage experience who's tall and lanky like Dabbondanza to get him to the ground and keep him there, especially. If you can get him there, that's one thing, but to keep him there, that's a whole nother battle.
Yeah, absolutely. Bledsoe again trying to lace the legs and drag him off of the fence to get him kind of drugged down to the ground. Hasn't had any success in the previous rounds doing this, really, but
yeah, and if the big difference here, you're not seeing those little chopping knees thrown by Bledsoe, and he's not throwing punches. So I really think Chip's going to separate these guys if they don't do it on their own here really quick.
Oh,
and there you go. Bledsoe's separating and throwing a punch on the way out.
Yeah, that's going to be Bledsoe's game.
Nice jab, stiff jab. He really stopped Dabbondanza right in his tracks.
I think if Bledsoe ties up again, he needs to break and throw. Break and throw.
Agreed, absolutely. And we really haven't made much mention of it because Bledsoe's done a very good job, but Dabbondanza has a very big reach advantage on Bledsoe.
Right, absolutely. And he knows how to use it too. I mean, he's really stretching out his jab, stretching out his straight rights, his kicks.
I love that double pump on the jab, and he's working the kick. Grant. You're almost waiting to see that one big punch connect, and they're starting to throw a little bit more.
I feel like I've been waiting for that the whole fight.
And it could come at any second.
Yeah, it's not a knock on either fighter. I mean, both these guys are throwing missile punches, missile kicks. It's just none, both of them are also good enough to counter or to move their head appropriately out of the way to where none of them have really done as much damage as could possibly be done.
What's kind of interesting, Grant, sometimes we'll knock on fighters if they don't throw a combination of punches, but it's almost like their rhythm is 2 punches and then a low kick. So you can almost time your opponent instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're backing the guy up and just attacking, going for broke. He stops after 2 punches.
That's right. I mean, you look at some of the striking greats throughout mixed martial arts history. I love to point at like Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva he would set his own weird pace, and he would strike at very awkward and untraceable, I guess you could say, intervals.
Oh, goodness. See, there's that big shot. He hurt him. He got a thumb in the eye, though. I'm not sure. He looks like he's squinting. I don't know if that was the glove or a thumb. But it definitely wasn't comfortable for Bledsoe, and they're going to keep screaming knees for Dabbondanza, and he can hold this here the rest of the way. And it looks like Bledsoe just wants to get double underhooks, and he's content holding him here.
Keep them
There's
clean,
those knees that Dabbondanza's done a good job. Only 10 seconds. He's just got to start throwing those knees and just keep winning and racking up those points.
Stop!
There you have it, folks. 3 rounds in the books between Tony Dabbondanza and Eric Bledsoe. It is going to go to the judges' scorecards. It's a heck of a fight. I mean, a good back-and-forth battle of striking. Not a lot of groundwork, not a lot of takedowns, but I think both guys were able to implement their game plan. I would have to say I think Tony may have performed what he wanted to do a bit more than Bledsoe. I think when Tony Dabbondanza envisioned this fight, this is kind of what he envisioned happening. Maybe a KO, maybe some more dominant strikes, some more significant strikes, but this is basically kind of what he wanted to happen.
I think he definitely set the pace he wanted. I'm not sure he got the right punch or the combinations that he wanted to execute to finish the fight, but yeah, I definitely agree, Grant. You know, Bledsoe worked some decent angles, even when after Dabbondanza would start hitting a couple shots, he would circle off and cut an angle, so he made it a little bit difficult. I don't think either guy did enough to definitely steal the fight, but I think maybe enough was done that there's a clear-cut winner in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's take a look at our instant replay, courtesy of cutandrunproductions.com. Here we see this is basically where the fight all took place, at about a 3 to 4 foot interval between the fighters. You know, hop in, hop out, close the distance, get back out. That's where Dabbondanza wanted the fight to happen. Bledsoe tried to close it.
That was the big shot there, Grant. I'm not sure what that was. If it just connected him right in the eye or he got a thumb there, but it definitely made him uncomfortable. They're going to rewind it here for us, and we're going to get another shot of this. We slowed down right here. Yeah, that shot right there, you know, and I'm not sure exactly what happened.
It might have been an eye poke. I mean, that's the nature of striking, though, is you do punch someone in the eye. That's part of it. Yeah, you want to punch someone in the eyeball.
That's perfectly legal, but it's the problem when the fingers go out first or the thumb. I mean, you see that a lot of times because when you're judging, that's what you're trying to avoid.
Yeah, definitely. It appears it's taking quite a few minutes to get a judge's decision out of this fight. That's not surprising whatsoever, though, with how close the fight was and how the way that it all played out. Not a lot of huge benchmarks that you could actually judge this fight off of, in my opinion.
No, there really wasn't. It was kind of a, you don't want to say lackadaisical fight. It was both guys come in there wanting to fight, ready to throw. Hats off to them for that. But it was like they was both trying to set up that perfect moment, that perfect strike, and it just never come to fruition.
Absolutely. It was a game of subtleties between these two guys. And the crowd quiets. Let's send it to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, for the official decision.
I don't care who you were rooting for in that fight. That was a war. Let's hear it for both of these fighters. Going to the judges' scorecard, we have a split decision. Judge Krushka scores it 30-27, Dabbondanza. Judge Lapsovic scores it 29-28, Bledsoe. And Judge Long scores it 30-27 for your winner. Fighting out of the blue corner, Tony Dabbondanza! McKenzie.
Hi, how are you feeling?
Tired.
What's your strategy? It seems like you like to stay off the ground.
Yeah, I knew, I can just tell by his physique. I mean, he was a really strong guy. He was short and stocky. I knew I was longer. I had to use my reach and my technical striking. Really didn't want to go to the ground with him, so I guess my game plan was just to sprawl and brawl.
All right. Do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
I want to give a huge shout out to BJJ Conquest for getting me through this. All my teammates and my fans over here. Level Up, my Muay Thai gym, O-Line CrossFit, and everybody here for coming out and watching some great fights.
All right. Congratulations on your win.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Tony Dabbondanza. Also, a nice round of applause for Eric Sizzle Bledsoe. That was a war.
Well, there you have it, folks. Tony Dabbondanza taking a very close and one might even say controversial decision off of Eric Bledsoe. He is the victor tonight. A well-earned victory. Coming up next, we've got a heavyweight bout. It is Louis Rumsey fighting Adam Milstead. That is for the heavyweight title. But first, a word from our sponsors.